And we are live. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Monday morning. We got this nice looking futures chart, kind of in a downward, kind of a falling wedge pattern. You can see price action on the hourly chart. It's kind of like, it's bouncing off here on angular support on the hourly. So now we'll see what happens today. See if it goes sideways, if it goes up. It's got resistance up here. So we'll have to watch and see what happens today. Currently, I think it's up pre-market. Yeah. So it's up pre-market. So we got to just watch and see what happens here. I'm going to do low floaters for you guys here today. I might switch over, guys, today because I've been practicing, and some of you guys may like this. We are working on a futures course as we speak. So we'll be doing, we'll have a futures course. What's going on, Jerry? I'm Lucien. How are you? We'll be doing a futures course probably sometime in the next, probably a couple weeks. So we'll have that coming out. And I've been practicing trading futures myself. I've been liking it a lot. So I might pull up my paper account for you guys, right? I still paper trade too when I'm learning.
Lucien, check your sound real quick, my friend. We lost audio on this end.
Can you guys hear me now? Test, test. Guys, hello, hello. Sound gone still? Oh, for crying out loud. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Ah, for crying out loud. Hey, yo, trade room guys, can you hear me? You know what? Let me just do this. Trade room, can you guys hear me? Hey, yo, hey, yo. Ah, for crying out loud. Yeah, YouTube can hear me, but for some reason the trade room I don't think can hear me. Hold on. All right, guys, YouTube, give me a second, guys. I don't know what the heck happened to the trade room. Ay, ay, ay. I moved my Yeti mic around, and then it pulled out my cord. So that's what screwed things up. I always have the worst technological issues. I don't know why. Well, at least everybody's working in YouTube. You guys are getting the services today. We'll have to see if the trade room gets it. Hold on a second. I'm going back in right now. All right. So let's just try resharding. Test, test, trade room. Can you guys hear me? All right, there we go. I agree. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Sorry, guys. I moved the Yeti freaking mic puts their cord right next to the spot that you want to move it, and then it pulled it out. Ay, ay, ay. All right, cool. So bottom line, we'll be doing something with futures in the near future. I might show you guys. I kind of have my whole setup here. I've been practicing myself. You'll see I kind of have my layout up over in here. So I might go over here just to show you guys here. I'm still learning myself, practicing with the ES and the MES. The MES is going to be very exciting. We're going to teach you guys a lot about that in the near future. We think that the MES might open things up for day trading of the future. So you might hear me in between talking about some of the stocks today, how the MES and the ES together with trading futures. I personally think that it's going to be more of the future of day trading. SIG kind of convinced me of that, and just looking at all the things, how it all comes together. You'll see one in our futures course when we teach you that, but I might flip over depending on what penny stocks are doing today. I got a few pulled up. I'll show you guys. AXL, you can see it's got some news this morning, pumped up to 340 pre-market. Now it's coming back to support levels. So we'll watch and see if these support levels will hold and continue up. So I'm looking at AVXL, ACB, which is a pot stock. So this one's kind of pumping up pre-market, pulling back down. So we'll watch and see. The pattern's a little bit sloppy right now. VXRT might be okay. Let me take a look at that one. So that one kind of moved up. That's where you'll see, guys, a lot of these kind of go up pre-market. Then you got to see if support levels will hold at open. And it's kind of building kind of a head and shoulders, this pattern now. So we'll see if it kind of can clear that left shoulder area. SXTC is moving up as well. That one might be setting up for a potential dollar break. You can see some resistance up in these areas here between the 122 to 130 range. So basically watching AVXL, ACB, VXRT, SXTC. And then I'm also peripherally watching down here. You'll see my watch list over here. CLVS and OPGN. So those are the penny stocks I'm looking at. You'll see I kind of have my chart set up like this right here. So I'm just kind of watching these and just will see it open if they break pre-market highs, looking for moving average crossovers, and then obviously support resistance levels. So we will be keeping an eye on those. Again, you'll see I've kind of got some excitement towards futures. So I'll probably be talking to you a little bit about that in between here. Just looking at your comments here. So yeah, keep an eye on it. We'll put our, when we launch the course, we'll put it up over here, right up under the courses section right here. And you will see, we'll probably have the futures course somewhere down in here. But what happens, guys, with futures, you'll have the ES. I kind of liken, with the ES and the MES, I kind of liken it to like almost the ES being almost like low floaters and the MES like a high floater. They move the same. It's just the price action, what your profit loss levels are a little bit obviously more risk, more reward with the MES, a little bit less risk, less reward. It's basically just different profit loss levels. But what I've been liking with talking to SIG and practicing myself is seeing with the MES for people that have small accounts, it's really awesome to grow a small account. There's no PDT rule, no offshore brokers. You can go long or short. The only discrepancy is margin. But if you have at least, a couple thousand or more in an account, you can trade the MES with your margin, depending on, if you're looking to get a contract, maybe two, and you're looking to day trade. It's a great way to grow a small account. So, and you're basically tracking futures, and the futures charts are pretty much the most reliable charts. So most of these stocks run with the futures, a lot less pumping and dumping. So I'm excited. So we're working on a course. We'll be putting that out. So I might switch over and just, if I get bored, depending on the penny stocks are, you might see me paper trade a couple just to show you guys just how it's just kind of crazy how simplistic it actually really is. If you look over here, I'll show you guys here. You're literally just changing your quantity and you're just buying, You know, this is an equivalent of one contract, and futures moves in points or ticks, right? So there's you know, on on the ES, there's 4 ticks, which equals a point. So each $1 move in the ES is in the equivalent to 1 point. So every point, or one, you know, just say $1, or every time this thing moves up $1, which is 1 point, or down $1, which is 1 point, it moves up or down $50. So there's lots of profit potential. Also, if you're not careful, lots of loss, right? On the MES, right over here, /MES, it gives you, you know, every dollar or 1 point move up, it's the equivalent to a $5 profit loss level, right? So it's, instead of $50, it's $5. So it's a great way to grow a small account. So I might just show you guys, kind of like, you can have your setup over here. Some people like the, you know, big buttons feature. Like if I turned auto send on, you know, I can go long or go short depending on what the pattern setup is, buying and selling one contract. If it's the MES, again, every 1 point or $1 move, it's profit loss potential of $5. If I go the futures, regular futures, the E-minis, it's $50, right? So, you know, I really am starting to like it a lot more myself, just because I'm really huge on patterns and trend lines. It's I'm liking it so far. So some people like the big buttons. You can do hotkeys as well as trade the active trader ladder. So you might just see, again, me talking about some of this in between, just to kind of show you guys how simple it really is. If I'm wrong in anything I'm saying, again, I'm still learning myself. Sig's putting together some videos and some courses. So if I'm saying something wrong, you'll notice me, I kind of talk things out a lot. So sometimes I teach myself throughout the process. So, you know, it's easier for me to learn myself as I talk it out. So I'm still learning, practicing myself, but I'm really liking it. And I think you guys will like it too for, you know, a lot of, especially as traders, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. But when you start to see how the MES can bring together things, I really think it's going to be a lot of the future of day trading. It makes things simpler. So obviously we're still going to teach you penny stocks and options and all that good stuff. Can I review Apple? Yes. Apple. So, man, this one's dropping like it's hot pre-market. All right, so it's falling right back down to this lower candle right here, that doji, the base of that doji candle. It's failing the 20, so now you got to use that. Let's look at the hourly. So now at this point, guys, you want to see if it's going to hold that lower doji candle or if it's going to bounce up and hit those moving average lines. So it's got moving average lines resistance right up in here. At this point, VXRT is looking pretty decent for a penny stock. So, where is it at right now in a 5-minute? So it's got to clear that $1.50. You guys see that 163? That's a head. You can see a left shoulder right around $1.50. So now ideally you want to see it break 150, and then you have 163 resistance. And looks like market's about to open. So now at this point, I'm going to see it clear that 150 with 163 resistance. And I'm watching SXTC at the moment too. That one's a little bit failing. So as you guys can see right here, this is what I'm looking at. So if I'm quiet, I'm just looking for these patterns to set up here. And it's always good to have a chart of futures or the SPY pulled up and see what either one is doing at the moment. You can see it's moving up at the moment. So we'll have to watch and see if these will run with it. AVXL might be making a move up. Let's take a look there. So ideally you want to see these moving average lines cross and hold. So you got to see right here, they're starting to pinch a little bit. Let's see if they cross over, push price up. You keep an eye on also some resistance right around that 50 SMA around 312. And VXRT. What I like about VXRT is it's got the volume. So you want to make sure you also see lots of volume down here, guys. Having that is really important for liquidity and getting in and out of trades. So now you're getting a bounce off the 9 EMA, going up right up to that that left shoulder area. So you want to see it clear that 146 and then 150-ish resistance. So it's clearing that 146 now. Now it's got to get above that 150 level. If it can clear and break and hold 150, look up for that 163 level as resistance. Keep an eye on SXTC. This one's slowly starting to build. It looks like it's holding the 9 EMA on a 1 minute. Be careful of VXRT, a little bit overextended at the moment. Watch and see if 150 will hold with that 163 level resistance. AVXL is crossing VWAP, so keep an eye on AVXL. Still not much volume, but it looks like the moving average lines are pinching. It's hitting VWAP. Watch if VWAP will hold. Can I check Facebook? Yes. So keep an eye, guys. If you got to be careful when you start getting these high wave candles here. Again, keep an eye on 150 support and then 163 resistance level right up in here. Facebook. You can see some resistance back over in here with Facebook. It's hitting it right now at open. And I'd see probably right up in this area, that 205 next level. So on Facebook, watch and see if it can hold these moving average lines, get up and get above high a day. Ideally, you guys want to see smaller candlesticks near support. That's where it's just, you got to be careful, especially at open with a lot of these stocks. You got to let the patterns play out. But sometimes, again, you get these nasty looking candles like this. You obviously ideally like to see smaller candles near support. SXTC looks like it's moving up. Now you can see it broke above pre-market highs. Now watch and see if that 118 will hold. And you got the right up here. So you see some resistance between 123. I'd also look at this 140 level right up in here. So if you're watching SXTC, you want to see it clear that, I'd say actually 124 level right there. See if you can get above that 124, and then you have some resistance up to that 114 or 140 level. Yeah, oh yeah, look at that VXRT right over there at, see that? Touch pre-market highs. Right up over there at around 163. So that's where you got to be careful, guys. This is where, you'll see us teaching in the community. Again, buy at support, sell at resistance. And you'll see a lot of traders, again, teaching things like there's a lot of companies and people that teach where they break, get in above pre-market highs. And you'll see many a times buying at resistance at the break of a pre-market high, you'll see more often than not, a lot of times it'll fail, right? So you're buying technically at resistance levels. Will these low floaters break out and continue? Absolutely. But at the same time, if you're not careful and you buy just because the stock breaks pre-market highs, if it doesn't hold, you'll see stuff like this. It flushes right back down. So this is where, again, you buy at support levels, sell at resistance levels. Or if a stock breaks out like this, watch and see if it retests and gives you a small little candle hold or a flag above pre-market highs. And you'll see this one's kind of dumping down, giving you the big old middle finger, kind of an FU pattern right here, head and shoulders pattern. So at this point, watch and see if it can hold the moving average lines and continue up. Tesla, sure. Let me take a look at Tesla. So again, if you're looking at VXRT, just be careful of kind of this head and shoulders-ish or FU pattern. Again, you'd like to see the moving average line catch up on this 9 EMA, catch up, and then break above that. You can see you got some resistance between that 163, 167 area. Jeez, look at Tesla, huh? My goodness. So you can see Tesla broke out of pre-market highs, and now you kind of have this. Let me actually look at the daily. So it's all-time highs. Let me just remove these drawings. So, wow. Dang, this thing's flying. So really, you have no previous resistance level at this point. So it's at all-time highs. And so now I'd use right here, I'd use the top of this candle and then some pre-market highs right here as support level. And then kind of just draw your trend lines. If you're day trading this, kind of just draw your trend lines like this. Man, this one's just kind of flying. You can use this 9 EMA as a guide a lot, but just obviously the problem is when you see price way out here like this could easily fall back down too as well. So this is you got to be very, very careful with these when it's super far off the moving average lines. I'm looking at AVXL at the moment. So on this one on a 1 minute, just watching it bounce off the 9 EMA. Still be careful of the head, left shoulder, right shoulder. This might turn into a head and shoulders pattern, but it also might be cup and handling for a break. So we're going to watch and see if price can clear that 320-ish level. So you can see ARTL is hitting. This is a really low float. Hitting the scans, you can see it got up above that 200 SMA. Now it seems like it's failing at about $4 or below $4. Let's see where that puts us. Yeah, right up in here. Still keeping an eye on AVXL. I'd like to see more volume on AVXL. just kind of watching it. This is the stuff you like to just look at a little bit more, is when you see these kind of smaller candlesticks off of moving average lines. You know, obviously you'd like to buy low, small candlesticks near support. Not saying to buy this, but this is what you start to look for. Like, is this kind of forming a, not really a flag, but SMH. My name looks Italian. Yeah, I'm Italian. Actually, I'm French and Italian. So my name is actually French. So people like to call me Italian, right? So Lucian's with an EN, so that's a French way to look at it. But I get called Luciano and the whole but I am Italian too. I am Sicilian. Also keeping an eye on VXRT again. So keep an eye right here. So this is the stuff you like to start to look for. I like to see the moving average lines curled up a little bit more. But you can see, just keep an eye on this one right here. Just see if it kind of holds. See if it kind of breaks out. And you can see, you know, some resistance between 316 to 320. But right now it's starting to fail. Looks like all of them, guys, that we're looking at right over in here, you'll see, you know, again, AVXL's kind of failing. ACB not looking so hot. VXRT double top failing. SXTC not looking so hot. And neither is Clovis. So a bunch of Garbaccio. Luciano Pavarotti. That's right. Yeah. What else you got? Please check NVDA. Did somebody say SMH too? Let's see. All right, so you got some resistance right up here. High day, what is that? 239.39. And then you got some right up here on that 240. Some support right around here. Find the peaks and the valleys, guys, right? Right down in there. And some down in here. And then you can kind of zoom right in here. So now it's bouncing off that 9 EMA. Let's look at a 5-minute chart. And you can see right there that 200 SMA is right at that 239.59 level. Kind of has tweezer tops on a 5-minute. So at this point, again, you want to see, you know, tweezer tops, reversal coming down, see if it holds support. And you got some resistance right at that 200 SMA. Are you saying my voice is like, Wait, are you guys saying I look like Pavarotti? No, I can't sing like that. Am I a tenor? I look like Pavarotti. Kick him out of the group. Mods, kick out only bears in Canada. Looks like Pavarotti. Come on. Garbaccio. Actually, let's look at ACB. Bunch of Garbaccio. Oh, maybe not. I'm looking at a 1 minute on my other chart. All right, so ACB is moving back up. See if we can clear that 20 EMA right here, that 195 level. ACB on a 1 minute is clearing up VWAP right up to that 50. Now see if it can get above that 50 and then clear, let's say probably right around this high a day right up here on 197. You guys see that? Again, you don't want to use moving average lines. They're not perfect. They're not foolproof by any means, but they're just very important support and resistance levels. So when you see them kind of moving up to these moving average lines, you want to see it. You can see on a 1 minute right here, it's hitting the 50 SMA. And then on a 5 minute, that puts us right at the 13 EMA, that green line, and the 20. So you guys see how like these moving average lines, they're just guides, right? But you'll see many times they bounce off right off of those lines. So that's why I have them up on the chart to show you guys. Sometimes they can trick you out. That's why you don't want to, they're not foolproof by any means, but they're just very important. When you see price get up to these levels, ideally, if you're bullish, you want to see them get above those levels and hold, and then continue up, and then look at resistance levels above. Let's look at VXRT. So on a 5 minute, this may be flagging a little bit right here. So let's go to a 1 minute setup here. You can see maybe moving up here. Draw your trend lines. So maybe doing kind of a symmetrical triangle potentially. So you want to see if it can break out, and then you'll see 163, that's pre-market high, and then high a day resistance. So right here, you kind of got that symmetrical triangle. You guys see kind of price moving up right here. Got that convergence. See now if it can break out. You can see right in here. Is it going to test and hold, or is it going to fail through that symmetrical triangle, or is it going to break out? You can see the moving average lines are sideways at the moment. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Keep an eye on SXDC at TC at the moment. Watch if it can break that 125 and head up over that. I might switch over to that one right now, SXTC. So you can see it's moving up here. I want to see it hold that 125 level. Right in here about. See if it can clear that 125. And then you have 129 resistance. So you can see these patterns, these head and shoulders, guys. You can see a head and then a left shoulder, and then price gets up and creates either a right shoulder or it ends up breaking that right shoulder. But you'll see so many times it pays attention right into this level here. And then it smacks right back down. Let me go back over to VXRT. You can see VXRT showing some weakness here. It's bouncing off that 13 EMA. You want to see it catch out and break out of that symmetrical triangle. Yeah, they aren't looking so good right now, Homebrewed. You can see price is kind of starting to fail that symmetrical triangle. It's still holding the 9 and the 13, so we'll have to watch. You might want to just adjust the trend line a little bit here. Kind of right in there. You guys see how important these trend lines are? Very, very, very important. So you can see it kind of forms a pattern. And you'll see price action is in between those lines, and then it's either going to break out or it's going to break down. And then you could use those moving average lines as support levels. Right here, it's kind of right in between, trading sideways. Let's look at a 5-minute chart. And you can see it's not clearing that 159 level at the moment. Might be starting to fail it. Not looking so hot now at the moment. So now when it starts getting to that 20 EMA, it's breaking that lower trend line. So it's not pushing out of it. ACB might be moving up. Let's go take a look at that one. So ACB broaching high of day. You want to see it clear that 297, and then it's got some resistance kind of all the way up to that 201 level. Let's look at the 5-minute. So it's clearing the moving average lines a little bit on the 5-minute. See if it can break high a day and continue up. And look at these lines as resistance levels. See that right at high a day. Kind of tweezer top formation. Watch this candle hold. See if it can get above that 197. Looks like AVXL might be getting above VWAP at the moment right here. I'd like to see some more volume, but it's looking like it's touching VWAP. You guys see how this price action's moving right down here? It's getting right above that 197. It's touching right up at that 198 level. See these support and resistance levels? Very, very important. Candle hasn't closed yet, but obviously $2 and then 201, those whole dollar amounts, very important levels. So ideally, you want to get in near support levels and then watch resistance levels, and then kind of draw your trend line like, you can kind of do it kind of like in here. You can see kind of had that kind of rising channel, broke out, and then it kind of now comes back down and retest it. Now you're going to see if it's going to hold the top of that channel and continue up, or is it going to fail and come right back down. You're welcome, Nelson. Welcome. Now you kind of got that red high wave candle. You guys see it's touching right off of here, that 197. Needs to clear that 198, and then it has that, again, it's a bit overextended off those moving average lines. So again, just kind of watch and see, is it going to retest, come back down, or is it going to get above and hold? You just got to be careful at candles out here. Again, that's not, if it falls back down, that's the good thing about a stock like ACB. If it falls, typically you can see it's not, because the price is so low right now. If it falls, it's not like you lose a ton, but also it's not like you're gaining a ton right now too. This thing might move 5 or 10 cents if it goes up. Let's go take a look at futures. So to give you guys an example here, remember I was starting this stream with futures and what your profit loss potential with trading futures. What's nice about these, if you get a good entry, Dan's ride the 9 strategy is really awesome. So if you get a good 1 minute entry, you could ride the 9, where he teaches if you get a good entry right off of that 9 EMA, a smaller candlestick, you get a little bit more nearer to support, but you start looking near these levels or even down here. When it breaks off of one of these levels or down in here, if you get a good entry, you could ride that 9 EMA, which is that blue line right here. And the moment you get more than a half a candlestick close below that 9 EMA, then you could take your profits or stop out, or get out, right? So if you get in on something let's say back here, 324, let's just say you got in at the break of this candle, 324. Price action, technically, it's all the way still up at 32.57, right? So if you take a calculator at 32.57 minus 32.44, that's a 13-point move, right? So if you got a good entry down in here, 13 points times, if you just had one contract, times 50, that's a $650 profit right there, just riding the 9. If you got a later entry down in here, just say you probably would have gotten in on, let's say this candle, 32.49, and now it's at 32.57. That's an 8-point move. 8 times 50. That's $400. So that's, that's not really a bull flag. It's kind of an ascending triangle, kind of a couple ascending triangles. So these are, you guys see how these patterns, let's look at, just to show you an example, find those patterns this morning on these low floaters, right? You're not finding them, right? There's, kind of one in here, but your breakouts, it's 195 up to 199. That's a 4-cent move. So you're struggling to get all that profit in here for, off these low floaters, but on the futures, huge profit potential, right? But we can just go to, if a lot of you guys have, smaller accounts. So here's an example. Go to the MES. So let's say if you have a smaller account and you don't have the margin, because to show you guys with TD Ameritrade, let's just go over to the ES. So if you look over here and you click on futures, you need $7,260. You need that for margin. I believe Sig's got to correct me if he's wrong here. So if I go to place this trade at 7,260 margin, I think it's a quarter of that or so if you're day trading it. But you need that at least in your account to trade at least one contract. So if you're trading regular futures and you don't have that with TD Ameritrade, you're kind of obviously you're screwed. You're not going to be able to place that trade. However, that's where kind of like futures, for a while has kind of kept people that have, smaller accounts out of the market. And that's why you'll see lots of these penny stocks, small account challenges from gurus and trading companies that are out there. Who's posting a Pavarotti meme? Let's see. That is me. That's right. This market is garbaccio. So you'll see a lot of these small account challenges that are out there with, trading companies teaching you how to take $500 and turn it into a gazillion dollars or whatever, right? But I mean, guys, let's call it like it is. That's not realistic. Most, it's kind of this might be my rant time, so who knows who will stick with me at this. For anybody that's ever been in network marketing and all that stuff back in the day, I used to be in a bunch of those companies, or a couple of them back in the day, right? That was kind of like becoming like the good old, Good old days of, I won't mention the company. I actually really respect the company because it changed my life, and we wouldn't probably have Bullish Bears today if it wasn't for them. But 20 plus years ago, I was in a network marketing company. And so again, people will become successful, right? There are people that become successful and become millionaires, in those types of businesses. Don't hate on those at all. Again, I've been in several of them in my life. I'm not in any now. But the reality is it's very, very slim that most of those people will succeed, right? Like with anything, same thing with trading, kind of like your same odds, right? 90+% of traders will fail. Doesn't mean trading's bad. Doesn't mean network marketing's bad. It's just, the reality is, not to be insulting, but most people are lazy. They don't want to do the work. So if they join a network marketing business, they don't want to do the work that it takes to succeed. And, when they learn trading, they want people to handhold them and they don't want to do the work, right? So I say that because you'll see a lot of these, small account challenges and these things that are out there, like turn $500 into $500,000, and it's a bunch of crap because most people are never going to be able to do that, right? So why do they need to do, if you think about it, why do these companies need to show you small account challenges? It's because most traders have small accounts. They don't have enough money. So that's why the gurus have to show small account challenges, because most people don't have big accounts, right? They have small accounts. Now, the problem with small accounts is how do you trade penny stocks are a lot cheaper, right? So you can trade penny stocks in a small account. But the problem is then dealing with the PDT rule, right? So if you're new, the PDT rule means if you want to be a day trader, you need to have at least $10,000 or $25,000 in your account to not get hit with the PDT rule, so you can make unlimited day trades. So then what happens is with these small account challenges, these people got to go with other brokers, right? You got to go with these offshore brokers to avoid the PDT rule. And again, most new traders don't have a clue how to make one trade, never mind 10 trades or 5 trades in a day, whatever it is. People don't know how to do one trade, and then they want to go to a broker that has 1 million trades, right? So then the guru is obviously a professional. The guru has, like I said right now, we don't have as many people in our trade room now as some other companies, but we could pump stocks with the amount of people that are in our trade room. So it's easy. Again, if you have an entry, if I wanted to trade a crappy stock like, ACB or AV or VXRT this morning, if I got an entry in, 50 or 100 of you come in behind it, it's going to pump the stock up. It's going to bring in volume, pump up the stock. By the time I, just an example, go back over here to VXRT. Let's say I got in, I don't even know, this is crap, but let's see, 145 down to, let's say I got in, late, let's see. So the thing is, remember, if I'm teaching you guys, I actually have a better, I have better odds at getting a crappier entry because I know people would follow me into the trade, right? On my own, if I'm just trading it on my own, I'd get a better, I'd wait for a better entry. But I might risk off of something like this if I know a few hundred or a couple hundred people are going to go in after me, because by the time I got in on this crappy high wave candle here, by the time I got in here, I might be just trying to scalp 5 or 10 cents. So if I banged my hotkeys right now, and then you guys followed me in on that trade, by the time you got in, I got in right here at 156, I'm trying to scalp my 10 cents. Right as this thing's pulling back down, boom, I'm banging my hotkey on the way out. Here's a minute candle. By the time I'm in on this crappy candle and I'm out on this right up over here, and you bought up here, guess what I did? I sold probably one of you guys my shares. So I made 10 cents and you're down here losing, 5 to 10 cents. So again, penny stocks are great once you know what you're doing, but I'm trying to dispel the illusion of this small account of challenge, that bunch of crap, the low floaters. It's a bunch of bull, because it's not realistic to trade that way and take $500 and turn it into $500,000. You're not going to do that. One of you might, potentially, but the majority of you will never do that. right? So I'm not poo-pooing penny stocks. They're great to trade once you know how to trade them, but you have to understand price action patterns, all of that stuff, how everything moves, and kind of bring it all together. So I kind of go on that rant to show you guys where, you're trying to, again, scalp. Again, if you have a $500 account, right? How many shares can you buy of VXRT, let's say? So if that's, 500 divided by 146. What's that, 342 shares? So let's say I bought 342 shares and I scalped 10 cents. So 342 times 0.10. I made $34, right? So let's say you got in on this and you scalped that 10 cents, right? You made $34. So that's what you're going to be basically doing with growing if you have a tiny, small account trading penny stocks. You're going to, again, remember, you can't buy 10,000 shares if you only have a $500 account, right? So, if somebody has 10,000 shares because they have a $100,000 brokerage account and they scalped 10 cents, they made 1,000. If you had a $500 account and you scalped 10 cents, you made $34. You made the same 10 cents. The other person just made more money because their brokerage account was higher. So I bring that all together because now with these MES or the MES or these micro futures right here, to show you guys the difference, you now have the ability, when you pull up the MES, it's just the micro futures. The ES is the mini futures. When you click the down arrow here and go to futures, now do you guys see the margin requirements are a lot lower? It's $726 compared to $7,260. So now people that have smaller accounts, obviously you need to have more than 500, but you have a couple $1,000s in an account now. You can trade these, again, there's other brokers too. I'm just showing you TD. There's other companies like Tradeovate or Ninja Trader that are good and they have lower margin requirements, right? So what you can do is, just show you guys here again, margin requirements are less. So this is for one contract. What's great about futures too is the lingo is way less complicated than an options contract. So there's not all the Greeks and all that garbage. It just, again, it runs in 25-cent ticks. So there's 4 ticks in a 1-point move or a dollar move in the ES. So each tick or 25 cents it moves up. On the MES, it's $1.25. So each 25-cent move in the MES or the ES is a $1.25. 4 ticks in a dollar or in a 1-point move. So that'd be 125 times 4 equals. So that's $5, right? So you have a chance to make or lose $5 in every 1 point or $1 move in the futures, right? Go back again to the futures and go back over here to the ES. Where is it? Right up here. Oop. Right up here in the ES, it's 1250 times 4. So again, 1250 times 4 equals 50. So just to simplify it, if you have a larger account, and obviously you don't trade futures unless you paper trade and obviously get comfortable first. But there is no, think about it, guys. What is more reliable of patterns, or what are more reliable patterns to trade than, the futures, right? All these stocks run with the overall market. Facebook, Google, Amazon, typically they run with the market, right? When the market's up, typically those stocks go up. When the market's down, typically those stocks go down. There's no better bull flag or bear flag than on the futures, right? Again, patterns still fail, but they're the most reliable in the sense of what you're looking at. So when you're trading a bull flag on the ES, it's going to be a lot more potential. Again, overall, things fail. A lot more secure than trading a bull flag on a penny stock, right? So again, not saying not to trade penny stocks, but just to show you guys, in growing a small account, now let's say you went back to that same move this morning, going back to what I showed you earlier on the ES. So right here, you would have been out over here. Remember I said close below the 9 EMA? See, this is where you want to be careful. You'll get warning signs like this. So sometimes if you wait too long, you'd be giving back a lot more profits. However, if you got an entry back here or down here, you're good, right? So what's nice about it too is you're not dealing with the Greeks like with a contract. So you never know, like with depending on your strike and all of that good stuff. If you're day trading options, if you got an entry here or over here and, price goes up and then it does this, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be in profit over here because you don't know what the Greeks, depending on what, expiration date and all that good stuff that you got, the Greeks could screw up your options contract and it doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be up at this point, right? But with a futures contract, you would be because it's not dealing with the Greeks. So you're essentially I kind of like to say is you're almost trading like a fractional share of the actual market, right? So basically, if you're getting in, let's say you waited right over here and you got in at 32.49, let's just round it up to 32.50. If you had waited until you got that candlestick close below the 9 EMA as your stop, let's just round this one up to 32.60. So here to here, let's say you ignored profit out in here. That's a 10-point move, right? So just trading the MES, right? Just to show you guys, /MES. And we go up here to the futures MES. So that's $5 move, right? 4 ticks in $1. That's $5 times a 10-point move or a $10 move. So what is that? That's 5 times 10. So you would have made $50. So in essence, you guys see that how like you can grow a small account trading like these patterns right here, riding that 9 EMA or whatever strategy you want to do, right? This is just going long. The other great news, guys, is you can go short, right? So let's see if there's another, like these bear flags, right? So you could say, as the moving average lines start crossing, you can just buy the same. It's like almost like buying a put, but without all the deltas and stuff included, right? So you can see kind of price starting to fail. Let's say you looked at this and said, oh, that's a bear flag. I'll take an entry at 32.40, and then you're out maybe, this didn't move as much right here, but let's say you got out at 32.35 right here. That's a $5 move down, $5 times 5. And then you got to minus your commissions. But, you see how these are more reliable. You're never going to be, or I don't say never, but very rarely are you going to be in a low float like this. So I say low float because that's the small account challenges that you're seeing all the gurus promote. They're trading low floaters with news with a $5 account or the $500 account with an offshore broker. And, they're pumping stocks to their members. So, of course, you're going to be able to grow account easier. It's still hard as heck, but you're not going to be in a trade this long. You're going to be in maybe one candle on a low float if you're lucky. But you can just trade these patterns, these bear flags down, and then you can kind of just watch and, trade bull flags, bear flags. And this you can use, again, the ride the 9 is not a perfect strategy, but it's really good for risk. You look for these things like, again, if you wait too long, so you can see here's a bull flag, right in here. So if you got in right here, that's a beautiful looking bull flag, 32.39. If you had waited to get out, 32.40. So in essence, right here, you would have still made money on this, but you'd also give back profit. So this is a good way to scalp. You can kind of go up in here and say, okay, 32.39, or just say 32.40. And then you're out at 32.42. Just say that's a $2 move because you're like, oh, that's a bearish Harami pattern. I'm out. So you just trade. See how nice that bull flag is? you're not going to find those bull flags, or very rare will you find that clear of a bull flag on a low floater. Again, just show you guys this morning. Just look at the 4 we're looking at. Let's look at the clean bull flags. I mean, here's AVXL. I don't see any clean bull flag. You can look at, so ACB, you may have said, okay, maybe I would have traded it right off in here, right? So 195, you could actually still be in it. Well, actually, no, you would have been out. 195, and then here's your half candle close below the 9 EMA. So you're in it for a while, but look, all of that to make 2 cents, right? VXRT, no bull. Well, you could have had maybe an entry right in here. Not a clean bull flag, but 157. And then maybe you would have been out. Well, then you've been out right here, 160. So all of that stress for 3 cents. Clovis. This one had a little bit, still kind of choppy, right? Kind of a choppy, kind of ascending triangle. Breaks out, and then what does it, then I was trading sideways, and then it dumps on you. So, again, if you like trading this way, there's again, what we teach you in our community, you can apply it to these low floaters. But we want to show you guys, again, this whole with MES. I'm getting excited about it, and I'm practicing it myself because I think it's going to be a great way to teach people how to grow a small account legitimately. I know Sig is working on some videos on this with, again, growing a small account and not having to deal with low floats. And, if you get a good entry, you can be in it for a while longer, right? Again, you still got to be aware of news and all of that stuff, but it's a lot less that you have to be aware of. And as well as like stuff like this, guys, you don't have to have all multiple screens up like this. Staring at a bunch of different stocks, trying to just squeeze 5 cents or 6 cents out of these. You can have kind of like this, what I have set up on for my futures. Now I can get my real estate space back, and you'll see, I have a big wide screen. So now instead of like one screen having 6 charts, I can have, my screens, show big charts like this. So now I can have a big 5-minute chart above me, on one of my screens. And then I can have you'll see I got my paper account up here on my simulated. So now I can have a 1 minute, or this, I can just switch this to like a 1, right? So I see how I get my real estate space back over in here. And then I can have a 1 minute, 5-minute chart. And then I have, where's another one over here? Here's another one I can have over in here. So I can see, if I'm doing a active trader, you can look at level 2. So some people like trading off the active trader ladder. I know Sig is a big fan of that. I'm still trying to get used to that myself. Lots of this stuff drives me crazy with my brain. I kind of like using the buy the ask, sell the bid, or using hotkeys. Again, I'm still kind of practicing it with it myself. But you can have this kind of this layout like this. And again, if you like, you can have an auto send on. So this is my paper account right here. I'm just been practicing, like just kind of seeing the flow. Again, remember something, guys, you got to be aware of also your risk management. So you can be like, oh, something's breaking out. Just remember, like a candle like this there's a lot more risk than you may think. 32.63 down to 32.60. That's still a 3-point candle, right? So if you're trading the ES on something like this, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to go trade this. Cool, I'm getting in on it. If you don't get a good entry, remember $50 for every 1-point move. That's 3 points in here. If you get in and this thing starts trading sideways or goes down, that could be a $150 loss at least just in that one candle. Again, really great risk, really great reward, or great risk, great reward. That's why kind of we're teaching people on how we're going to kind of teach the process is kind of paper trade the ES and get really comfortable. Then paper trade the MES just so you'll see the difference. Again, it's just the difference of profit and loss. It's the same chart. And then here's what's nice. When you start to go to the real world trading, then just trade the MES to start, because the MES is just going to be a lot less risk reward. Same chart, but you can just practice real money trading the MES until you get comfortable. And then when you get comfortable, then you work your way up to the ES. And so then literally, guys, all you have to do is, it's like this. It's just, you have one chart up. Do you like having the active trader window, or do you like having the big buttons up here, buy the ask, sell the bid, or do you just want to use hotkeys, right? And then just kind of like map out your support and resistance levels, right? You have your 5 minute, zoom in. So I'd kind of zoom in and watch this chart and see, again, look for the bull flags, the bear flags, find the channels, and then kind of you're trading candlesticks, right? Just again, but practice at it, right? It's once you start realize, I was so shocked. I didn't realize, because I come from, again, teaching you guys options and trading options and stocks and stuff. It's basically, I kind of liken it to it's a lot less complicated than trading options, and a little bit more complicated than trading shares of a stock. Not much more. You just got to understand what it is. But when you realize, oh wow, it's just like, it's literally just buying. I'll show you guys here. We'll do a couple tests to show you guys this, but you're basically just buying, one contract, or it's just kind of a fractional share of the futures. It's that simple. Let me turn off auto send so you can kind of see it right here. So if I clicked buy the ask on a 1 minute right now, it should hopefully give me, well, bottom, who cares? I'm in paper anyway. So right here, you'll see the order dialog box right here. So you're seeing right here, there's my commissions right down over in here. And that's where it's showing buying power effect right here, 72.60 if you're trading the ES, right? So that's for one contract. So that's kind of it's basically just you're using the buying power or the margin to get basically it's one contract. I try to like simplifying it. It's kind of like almost like a fractionalized share of the market. And then you can day trade it, or if you hold it overnight, or go, further, then the margin starts to take effect. So you can swing trade these, right? Which is nice. Obviously, you don't just do that, right? But you can day trade, you can swing trade futures, and it's not dealing with all the different Greeks, right? So if you get a good entry, you might be able to be in it for, an extended period of time. You just got to have the margin to be able to do it. But if you don't have this size brokerage account, here's the great news. So you guys see this? You guys seeing this right now? I'll show you guys the MES to show you the difference. So the MES is like this, /MES. Now when I go do the same thing, the order dialog box comes up. You guys see the difference? $726. So if you have a smaller account or a few $1,000s and you get a good entry, now you're using the $726 of margin rather than $7,260. Again, less reward but less risk, and you can swing trade these, be in them longer term. And what's nice, again, you're not dealing with all of the Greeks. So this would be like my order. This is really it. I can place this out. I'll see if there's a better entry. We'll just do a test. We'll see if I don't want to just put it in right now. Let's just look and see if there's a decent potential way to scalp something or not. Just to show you an example. And just again to see how this order box pulls up. All I want to do now, if I want to get in quick, almost like a hotkey, I can just have auto send on, zoom in, and kind of see, okay, is there a decent entry? I'll put, high of day up here like this. You can see price is broaching high of day. Again, this is where it gets a little risky, right? You'll see many of times price will break out, or it'll kind of hit up here and then it'll fail, like like stocks in general. But you'll see right here if price can break above that 32.65 level, and that's where again I have my other chart set up so you can see I have a 5-minute chart set up. Price is getting above that right now. It's a little bit overextended. But let's see here. Let's take a look at I don't want to teach you guys bad you ideally want to just map out support and resistance, and I don't want to just like trade just to trade to show you guys. But show you guys. So here's a perfect example. If you got in like right up in here, what is that candle? That candle is 32.65. It's not too bad. It's a $2 candle, but you know, these, if you're not careful, again, futures can rip your head off. But with MES, that's what's nice about it. It just slows things down a lot. So I'll just show you MES or ES just to show you what you can make or lose. And then what's nice about it, guys, when you see like patterns like this right here, you know, you see reversals, some people might scalp these short right back down to the moving average lines. So, you know, right now, let's say if this was a low floater, first of all, you know, you're going to need a specialty broker. And then that broker needs to be able to find you shares. And there's lots of hoops that you got to go through. Like if it's a low floater, you're not going to be able to do it with TD because they pretty much don't have shares to locate. Then you need a broker like, you know, Interactive Brokers, Centerpoint, Speed Trader. But then, you know, those companies require, you know, huge minimums. And then you still got to, with all three of them, you're still going to have the PDT rule. So if you don't have $25,000 in your account with Centerpoint, Interactive Brokers, and Speed Trader, you're going to get the PDT rule. I believe CMEG, you can use it. You know, you can use a company like CMEG in short, right? But again, the volatility, picture these candles on a low float. These are huge, huge risk. But you take something like an MES, you know, if you just kind of pretended this was the MES on a small account and you kind of zoomed in and you took a short off of that tweezer top bearish harami right below that, let's say 32.6276, even if you didn't get off this bounce, well, I mean, if you went right down here, probably somewhere in here, let's say you kind of saw this down, you're shorting it down to the moving average lines, it kind of caught back up, you know, 32.58 to 32.62, that's a 4-point move, or $4 down times $5, it's a $20, you know, and then give back a few bucks in commissions. But that's a way to grow your small account with an MES, you know, with the MES. Now, if you have the right size account and you just got that $400 or that 4-point move, that's 4 times 50. So this short right back down here and in somewhere in here, that would have been $200. So just shorten this 1 minute candle down if you just had one contract. Now, if you got really good at this strategy and you know what you're doing and you have 5 contracts, you know, 5 times, what the heck is it? My brain is 5 times, what's that? Let's pull up a calculator. My brain's not working. So that was a 4-point move. What the heck? So that's what's that? 200 times 5, right? So that's $1,000. So, you know, again, very lucrative strategy. It can rip your head off like it could on like trading penny stocks, but that's why you start off with the MES. And that's why I think, you know, SIGs kind of convinced me that I think that this could be more of the future. Not saying penny stocks will go away forever, but, you know, what better way to trade that. You go and find these bull flags and these clean patterns. Go find me these on a low float stock. It's very rare. And you're not able to, you know, show me where you can ride the 9 cleanly like this on a low float stock. You're not going to find it. It's very, very, very rare. So you get a good entry up or a good entry down. Now I know there was here's an example of one on was it Friday? Where was it on Friday? Let's zoom in over here to show you the inverse of down, right? So riding the 9 down. Where was it? Right down in here. So where's that? The 918. I'm so bad with military time. Where is that? Was this on? I'm trying to see when Friday's date was. Well, anyways, doesn't matter. Just a whole point down. Let's show you downwards, right? So you guys want to take a short, just pick a day. This is what doesn't, where again, it doesn't really matter where I look at. Just look at, I just zoomed, hold on. So, okay, you know, here's a bear flag right in here. So kind of bear flag, you can see it right in here. Moving average lines are pointing downward. Let's say you took a short right below, you know, right down in here, 323, 32.53. And then you're probably back at right out here at 32.47. That's a 6-point move. So 6 times 50 if you're on futures, that's $300. You could just be chilling on here. Look at how much time you have, and then boom, you're out. If that was the MES, that would have been $30. And, you know, you'd have probably made like $25 or so with commissions. So look at that. You know, here's a move to grow 25, you know, make $25 on a bear flag down. You know, you're not going to be able to stay in this on a low float. So if you have a small account, yeah, okay, it's $35, but go make $35 on a low floater. It's just, you're not, realistically, you're gonna drive yourself crazy trying to do it. But right here, you have time to get in. You can trade these patterns and then kind of look over, you know, ride the 9 up, ride the 9 down, look for the right patterns. You know, stuff like this, right? Kind of goes up. These small little candlesticks right here, you know, 32.54. Again, you could take profits along the way here, scalp up, get out, look for re-entries. Or again, you could ride that 9, 32.54 and be out right over 32.59. That's a 5-point move. So right here, you're in that, what is that? I don't even know, 10, 20 minutes? 11.35 to 11.55. That's 20 minutes. You could literally just, you know, kind of ride the 9, 32.54, 5 points, 5 times just one options contract, 50. That's a $250 you could make off one contract, or $25 if you have the MES. You guys catching the vision with this? I'm still practicing this myself, so I'm kind of convincing myself. I'm kind of just trying to convince myself of this. What do you guys think so far? Is this making sense to you guys? Clovis is moving up a little bit. These other ones are... Sig, did I do a good job? Sig is my Sig is the one convincing me. Guys, I haven't had a time, like, it's crazy, but the past few years I haven't had really hardly any time to trade at all, because we're always, if you can see all the content, we're giving back to you guys and stuff. It's just constantly doing stuff. Again, it's great. We're growing and we have lots of people coming in, which is fantastic. It's just it's hard to, my brain, like I said, I'm either teaching or I'm trading. I just don't have the ability to do either of them or do both. My brain doesn't oh, thanks buddy, I appreciate it. My brain doesn't have the ability to multitask very well. But I kind of was like, it was been kind of hitting me lately because I was like, well, again, like I said, I don't trade penny stocks myself personally. I can teach you how to trade them, but it doesn't mean I like personally trading them, right? Price action's price action, kind of as Sig would say. So, Sig doesn't trade penny stocks either. He can teach you how to trade them, but a bull flag's a bull flag. It's just going to be a lot different, a lot quicker, and you got to be really quick. So if you're trading penny stocks, you got to be super quick, get in, get out, know what you're doing, and see if you like that type of style. Me personally, I like to have time to make my decisions when I'm trading, right? And I think most new traders do as well. The problem is if you get caught up somewhere, or, you see somebody's, again, these people that are, promoting small account challenges for $500, it's a bunch of crap. You're not going to do it. I mean, some of you guys may hate me for saying that, but you're not going to turn $500 into $250,000 or $500,000. You're not going to do it. That's kind of like going back to the old network marketing days. Some of you guys will understand this, but I wanted to be a diamond direct distributor back in the day, 20 something years ago. I wanted to go across the stage as a diamond, and I wanted to play my song as a diamond direct and be a millionaire and go across the stage and teach people how to become diamond directs. Didn't happen for me. You guys feeling me? Doesn't mean it's bad. Doesn't mean people couldn't. I knew somebody that was a diamond back in the day, and they did really well. But the fact of the matter is, it's most people are not going to. Most people will not become millionaires in their network marketing business, and most people will not become successful traders. So that's where kind of being in marketing and trying to help you guys, I try to see the problems and then try to come up with better solutions to kind of help you guys. And along the way, I can see it, and I can see the problem with this. It's great. It's a very sexy thing to market a $500 account challenge to a few $100,000. But the problem is, if I want to teach you guys and ethically teach you guys something that is actually going to work and you're going to be able to do, you're not going to do it this way. So then with talking to Sig and seeing this and kind of seeing it all to come together, and like I said, I didn't get a chance. I know Rose trades futures. She loves trading futures. I have never had a chance to really look at futures until basically last week. And so I've been kind of studying, watching videos and seeing it. And I'm like, is it really this simple? Again, it's not simple in the sense of, obviously you still have to know what the heck you're doing. But if you've learned stuff, you've learned how to trade penny stocks, you've learned options, it's kind of like cutting through all the crap and the garbage, and you're trading one chart. And do you want to do the one that's more volatile, meaning you're more risk, more reward? Or do you want to do the one that's a little bit slower? Same chart, same price action. Just use the ES. It's the same thing. It's just if you have a small account, you would just switch to MES. You'd look at an ES chart, and then you would just trade the bull flags and the bear flags and the patterns. And the other thing, guys, you can trade this any time of day. So that's the other part that's just so amazing about this. So if you have a small account, you don't like penny stocks, and you have you're trading the MES, you could trade this anytime futures are open. If you can't trade during market hours, you can trade after hours, or pretty much anytime the futures are open. So it's any time of day. You can long or short. You're not having to chase pump and dumps. And you're trading the most reliable patterns up and down. And you can see right here. Just like, look at these bull flags, kind of trading up right here. Just this whole 9 EMA on the way up. Now you might look right here and you might start to say, okay, all right, here's a head, here's a left shoulder, here's a possible right shoulder. Moving average lines are starting to potentially fail. But before you do that, you'd say, okay, let me take a look at a 5-minute chart first and see. Well, maybe rolling over, or it may be holding and might flag in the 9 EMA. So you got to watch and see on this one right here. But, if you don't like 1 minute charts, you could trade, if you got in on a 5 minute and one of these back over in here, look at how much time, obviously look at patterns, take your profits. But if you traded, you wanted a candle close below the 9 EMA in a 5 minute. So let's say you can't look at, a 1 minute chart. It's too quick for you. As it's kind of, breaking out right over in here, you can see some resistance right in this area here. If you're waiting, hey, I get in down here, if I'm waiting for a candlestick close below the 9 EMA or half of it as my stop, you could still technically be in it. This could dump. That's the only, again, I'm just giving you one particular strategy. But if you didn't have time, this could fall if news came out. You got to be careful. But my whole point being an example like this, you can start looking at 3250 here, and you can start seeing this, and you'd be like, maybe maybe I won't wait for the candle below the 9. And if you got out here, you had 10 points, right? So it's a 10-point move. If you're trading one futures contract, that's $500. 10 contracts times $50, $500. Just sitting here chilling this morning, just with a 5 minute chart set up, and like, okay, I'm out. I got a good entry, I'm out. Or I took my profits up here. Or if you want to stay in, maybe you'd stay in. Maybe it'll bounce here and continue up. Again, this is where candlesticks and price action come into play. Very good question. Only Bears in Canada says, how do you set up interactive brokers to do futures? That is the magical question. I don't know yet. I will be moving over to that. We will eventually, either myself or Dan will figure that out, because I haven't gotten, I'm still kind of getting comfortable with, that's the thing I liked with, to be honest with you guys, I love TD's charts, right? I just love the charting with TD. Do they have their issues with things? Sure. So like when you're, there are things like hotkeys, not great. They're not editable, right? Or I think you might be able to. I got to find that out. TD said the other day there is, I think, a script you can do. I don't know. I got to see. If I can get editable ones, a script to do that, that'd be pretty decent. But, really it's buy the ask, sell the bid. TD sucks for shorting. So, I have my IRA. If I'm trying to scalp in my IRA with TD, I can really only go long. I can't go short. I can do options, but if I'm trying to scalp getting in, getting out of something, I can't go short, right? So I can only be long biased. So, but now, like with trading the, MES or ES, I can go long or short in my IRA, just with literally buying the ask, selling the bid. I'm not saying to do it just that way, but it's just essentially you can do that. Kind of like buy the ask, sell the bid, buy the ask. For the heck of it, let's just wait. I want to just give you guys an example since I've been talking about futures. Let's just wait and see what the heck happens. If I take a loss on it, who cares right now, because it's paper. I just want to show you guys real world as I'm hyping it up. I want you to just see kind of how simple it is. I don't like the head and shoulders, but let's actually look at a 1 minute. All right, so this may be kind of doing a bear flag. Let's kind of look at support levels, some down here. So maybe I'd look at this and be like, okay, this is a bear flag. Maybe I'd look to again, okay, there's a 5 minute. It's still closing above the, screw it. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's just say I was going to take a quick short. It is bouncing off the 9 EMA, so I'm not saying I would necessarily do that right now. So don't go off of my potentially bad teaching habits right now. So again, this is paper. This is what you'd want to practice doing. Just watch for the heck of it. Let's watch and see if it rejects here. I might potentially, if it rejects off here, just short it down real quick for a scalp down here, just to show you guys. It could bounce up. Again, I wouldn't just necessarily do this with real money. I just want to show you kind of the process of it. So let's just say for the heck of it, I'm going to sell the bid right now, right? Again, it's paper, so it's going to go through really quickly. But just to show you guys, at this point now, I'm short right down right here, just to show you what it looks like right here on my monitor tab. So, oh, actually, darn it, I bought the MES. I meant to buy ES, but that's fine. We'll just show you guys an example. So now I could say, okay, let's say, oh, I'm getting nervous here. Let's say, oh, crap, are the buyers coming back in? I'm watching this. It's starting to fail right now. Let's just wait. Let's see what happens with this candle first. I want to show you guys because I have another screen up just to show you guys on. Let me pull it up with. I'm trying to get them. I don't know if anybody knows this. The P&L, if you guys can see, you can see the P&L on active trader window, but I can't figure out how to put the P&L up here without going to the monitor tab. But you guys can see the P&L right now in the MES right now. Right? See it's failing. I might decide, okay, I'll get out, right? So let's just say right here, I would just wanted to do a quick scalp on the way down. I was worried about a potential bounce right here. Well, as you can see right there, that was just trading the MES. So I just took a quick little bear flag down, 1375, profit. You can say, oh, who cares? Big deal. It's 1375. Now, again, you got to subtract commissions or whatever. But, if you do that, like, what are you going to do? Think about it. If you have a small account with penny stocks, you're going to be doing the same exact thing. You're going to be grinding it out, trying to scalp 5 and 10 cents, right? So it's the same thing with kind of futures. But look, there you go. That would be real money in your account minus with commissions. Simple. You guys see how simple that was to do? And that was just kind of taking short. You can't do that unless you have a specialty broker that had shares to short. I just shorted the MES. Now we could just go over to like regular futures just to kind of show you the difference of how like quickly things move. Kind of pull that back up again. Let's get trapped here. So let's just say, I was going to just say, let's go short, even though this thing might, let's actually we'll go long on this one. All right. So I have the regular futures up right here. Again, so let's just say, hey, I'm going to go long. I think that's going to, let's just say I think that's going to go up, right? Let's say I'm going to go long back up. But it could easily fall right here too, right? So you guys see, just watch the level of how it moves up and down. You guys see this? This will be very volatile. This could easily drop or it could go up. I just want to show you what the amounts look like up and down. So I went long and I'm down because right here, it may be looking to fail support. So you guys see here now it's falling down. Now I could say, okay, I'm going to get out. Let's say it's going to be different overflow with real money, but right there I could have said, okay, I got nervous. I didn't want to stay in. And so there you go. So now I'm down 25 bucks, right? So let's just say I went long again, right? So maybe I got tricked out. All right. Now I'm down 25 bucks. Oh, shoot. Now it's fallen again. All right. I don't know. I'll cover my position. Now, a lot of times, this is the problem with especially paper, but also in real world too. This is where it gets a little bit shaky with TD. That's where I want to practice with active trader ladder. I know SIG likes that. See, right now I'm down on that. Many times you'll cancel and then it sells again. You guys see how quickly you could be up or down? That's why you want to be careful. You don't just go trading, blindly, right? You want to know patterns and all that stuff because it could rip your head off. But that's where, again, that's with the regular ES. If you're trading MES, that's where you guys can see how you can slowly grow. Keep the losses you can keep your losses smaller, but your gains will be more limited. But that's how you can kind of grow your account. So that's just kind of buying, selling the bid. I'm not really comfortable with active trader ladder. I know a lot of people are, but like. You could go right off of here with the auto send. So if like you're just, let's say you were to buy it, you can click there, buy it, I'm should be in. All right, so now I'm here, and then I decide. I get so confused with active trader ladder. Let's just say it's just for me and my brain. All this up and down just drives me crazy. Sig likes it. He's gonna be making some videos on this, and then boom, I can sell, get out. All right. So some people like that. I'm trying to practice myself to get comfortable with it. I'm just not there yet. But you guys see, that's all. You see how I didn't even look at expiration dates on contracts. I didn't look at anything, right? I just bought and I sold. I sold and I bought. Is this making sense to you guys? Are you guys liking this, disliking this? Is it helping you? Yeah, I love it too, guys. Like I said, I'm still practicing. I'm getting a chance myself to kind of get on this. So I'm seeing how quick this is where you got to have good risk management. See, that's what I'm saying. You don't just trade something because it could rip your head off if you're not careful, right? You go to do something and then I'd have to find the right. Let's say you go short right here, and then you don't cover down in here, and then it bounces right back up on this, and then you get caught. This could, let's just say in this act, 32.66. That's not too bad. That's $1. But many times these candles, the bigger they get, you can get trapped, and then it's like with anything, there's loss in trading. But this is my whole point being is, look, see, here's what I wanted to show you guys. Look at these nice bull flags and all the way up. Then things get choppy in here like this. And then look at on the way down. Bear flag on the way down. See how clean this is? So if you missed your entry on the bear flag down here, and you got a second one down here, technically you could be in that 32.60. And right now, if you're getting a little bit nervous, you could say, maybe I'll get out here. That's still 3 points. Or 32.60 down here, that's 5 points. Right? 5 times $50, that's $250. Look at this clear. You're not going to get more clear. You're not going to get clearer bear flags, and you're not going to get clearer bull flags than on the futures. And then when things get trading sideways and choppy like this, that's when maybe you're like, all right, I'm going to get out. So, how I've been teaching you guys bull flags, right? Well, now, if you really like bull flags, the problem is, like I was saying with, let's say with TD, right? If I'm trying to trade bull flags on a bearish day, it sucks, right? It's very hard to get. That's where you're trying to get reversals and dip buys, and many times you can get shook out. But on a bearish day, stocks form bear flags, right? And if you don't like day trading options with the Greek, again, day trading options are great. We teach you how to do that. Some people love doing it. Some people don't. Again, it's another option. Some people like day trading options. Some people like day trading penny stocks. Some people, like I showed you guys last stream I did, where you can trade high float stocks, right? So like I said, I'm not a huge fan of low floats. But if I was to trade, maybe I would, penny stocks, I might look at higher float, just because, I can manage my risk a little bit better. But now when I look at this, look at this. You're still in this trade. Where's the candle close above the 9, right? There still isn't one yet. So if you took a short here or in here on those bear flags, you could technically still be in this right now and just watching it fall until there's a close above the 9, or until you see, again, right here, price is at a support level. That's why it's kind of trading sideways. This could be bought up and it can go up, or it could smack back down. So that's where sometimes you could get shook out. But you see how, right here, you're in profit mode. The Greeks are not going to get you over here. Buyers can come in, or news can come in and create a giant candle and take away your gains if you were just trading on a 1 minute. I mean, that's trading. So you got to still look at price action and candlesticks. But that's where I'm just, again, looking at a 1 minute chart. But if I have my other chart set up right above my head right now, I have a 5 minute chart set up. And you can see, okay, well, that was the 1 minute. What's happening on a 5 minute? Price is in between the moving average lines, right? So that's what I do. I kind of, now I've been practicing this lately, guys. Just kind of having I love how I could just clean up my charts and just have real estate space with just kind of all this in front of me. And on my other screens, you know, I don't have to have, for someone like me, I just don't, some people are really good at multiple. I've been doing this a while. It's easy. So it's like this. I can teach looking this way, but if you're like, hey, teach and trade these and do these, first of all, I don't trade low float stocks, right? And I'm not a huge fan of penny stocks. I can teach you this. It's just not my style. It makes my head spin, right? So I'm looking at all this. I got to be super quick. I got to show you guys this. I'm looking at all these different charts. Some of you guys will look at this and be like, oh, dude, what are you talking about? That's super easy to do. I'm super cool with that. Great. That's great. You can do it. My brain is just, I can do it. I can teach this way. I just don't like to trade this way, right? But if you're like, hey, just trade with having, you know, this 1 minute chart set up and then having a, where's the other one here? You know, right over here, having another screen up, you know. So again, I showed you with doing it big buttons up here. If you like active trader, some of you guys might be like, I don't know what your problem is with active trader. I trade with it just great. I can teach you how to trade active trader. I've done it. We have a video out there. I just don't trade with it, right? So I just like to kind of I like to slow things down a little bit. And this kind of bugs me out. I may, after practice with this for a while and watch Sig's videos, I may end up really liking it. I don't know. But you can do active trader ladder. You can do the big buttons. Or just an example for the heck of it. Let me just hotkey right now. I can hotkey. Let me do an order right here. Hotkey. I just bought the ask. You guys see that? I just bought using a hotkey up here. So I'm technically in a position, right? It should be showing a position right now. Maybe it's just not moving up. Oh, there we go. Now I'm down on it, right? So I just bought on the hotkeys, right? Just showing you guys how this moves. Now I can just say, let's just try this here. All right, cool. Yeah, I can hotkey out right there on the active trader ladder. So you guys see that's 3 different ways to trade it. You could do the active trader. You can do these big buttons up here or over in here. So if you have them over here, you obviously don't need them over here. I just didn't change the chart. So you can kind of just use them up over in here if you'd like. Or you could use hotkeys. So again, that's where I'm kind of deciding, do I like, I get this fear because I'm teaching you guys and stuff a lot. So I get a fear of like, if I wasn't teaching, then I probably wouldn't be afraid as much. But I'm kind of like, crap, I don't want to like teach and make a video and not be aware and just like start buying and selling stuff by accident. Because if you have auto send on, that's very easy to do. So that's where I'm kind of practicing the different ways on what I feel most comfortable with. But you see that's 3 different ways to trade it. And that's it, right? It's that simple with trading it, guys. As long as you have, if you have a bigger account, you're going to end up probably trading the ES, but not at first, right? At first, you're going to do right here, paper trade. Take your same charts, and here's what I'll do for you guys here if you'd like. Let me go over to just because I'm feeling generous for you guys here. Let's do share. What is it? Share grid. Let's see. Futures buttons. All right, so here's going to be, if you guys want this layout, this is going to be the first one I'm just putting right here. If you guys have TD, that's futures big buttons. If you want to go to futures active, shoot, I don't have it. Actually, you know what? I have it on my real account over here. I still might tweak it up, my layout, but if you guys want this for the heck of it, share grid, futures, AT. You can kind of tweak it your own way, but there's the layouts for you guys. Active trader. So if you want to import this so you can kind of have your own layout to get started. And then all you would do, guys, is just let me go back to where I was looking at. All right, so what you do is take those links that I just sent you and go over to your paper account if you want, and then so you can put them in your real account if you're ready to trade with real money. But if you want to import the layout like that into your virtual account, just come up to setup, open shared items, post the link right here, preview, share, and then you should be able to go and find it, I think somewhere down right in here, and then it should right up on your screen. So you guys should have yes, this video will be recorded. This will be uploaded today, Green Day. We're also working on a course kind of putting this all together, but actually this video maybe this will go into, who knows. We're working on more of it, but yeah, this will be recorded today and uploaded. But this, I just wanted to show you guys. Like I said, I'm learning this myself, guys. I'm not saying I'm comfortable doing this yet, but I'm really liking it. And then there you go. See, like there's my P&L on the day right here with, ES and MES, right? It's as simple as that. So you don't have to worry about again, you're not having to worry about let's go to, let's say, what the heck, okay, over here. So you're not having to worry about see this, again, we love day trading options, swing trading options, all that good stuff. It's just a whole other strategy. But, you're not dealing with all of this stuff when trading futures, right? So you're just going up to, you're not having to choose an end date and look at open interest and volume and intrinsic, extrinsic value, all that stuff. You're literally just, if you know how to buy a penny stock or know how to buy a stock in general, you can easily get started paper trading futures. Just one chart. Buy the ask, sell the bid, buy the ask, do active trader, set up your hotkeys the way you want. Again, I got to see if there's editable hotkeys. I prefer that. And then that's it. You can scalp, you can go long, you can go short, But at least you can practice, right? I can look at trend lines and see, okay, the trend lines are going to be cleanest over in futures too. You're trading the market, right? So you can see over in here. And like I said, you could trade after hours, go long, go short, all that good stuff. All right, so that's a lot. Does that help? Hopefully this helped you guys. Hopefully you guys liked it. Yes. So you can absolutely short with Thinkorswim and futures with real money. So what I just showed you guys before was that's virtual, but that's going to be exactly what your account's going to look like. So pretend that, I'll show you this before I go. Pretend that this is my real account. So this is virtual right now, but just pretend this is real. It's going to work the same exact way. Let's say I'm deciding, I'm not saying I would short here right now, but let's just say I made a move and I'm like, I'm going to short. So instead of buying the ask right off the bat, if I'm selling the bid, let's just say I'm selling and I'm going short because I believe it's going to fall, right? I'm in a short position right now. So I'm technically up right now, but watch this. If this goes up and breaks above here, I'm going to start losing money. But actually now, you guys see, watch this up and down very quickly. So this is where futures can be amazing, or it could rip your head off if you're not comfortable. So I am short right now, and it's falling right back down to support. So I could say right here, I'm going to cover my position. Boom. I'm going to buy the ask. I got out. So you guys see, that's shorting. If that was a penny stock or like whatever, Bed Bath and Beyond, and I took a short there, I could sell the bid and then buy the ask to cover. That's shorting. It's a simple, it's really that, it's that simple, guys. It's unbelievable. I'm still trying to like think of, is this too good to be true? Like I said, I had never really gotten into the futures market before, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, this is real, you know? So that's how quick, you know? So if you're a scalper, that's how you can kind of get in, get out. Or if you want to be in longer, look at this. You could have had this whole bear flag set up all the way down and then covered down here. So you could have gone long. So here's a perfect example of a day today. Where's 9:30? So here you go. Perfect example. You had kind of 1, 2, maybe 3. Here's your third later entry, and you couldn't be in as long, but 1, 2 entries to go long. Then your third setup was, again, a lot more people looking. So 1, 2, gone long up, and then come right over here around 10:30-ish, gone short on the way down. So, you know, let's say you got the later entries on both. So let's say you got in over here, 32.49, and then, I'm sorry, you would have been out over here. You're not going to wait for this one. So 32.49 up to 32.60. So just say that's 10 points. That's 10-point move up. And then let's say you missed this bear flag and you got in this second one. Got in below that candle. That's 32.60. And you would have been out right over here about 32, just say 55. Say that was a 5-point move down, 10-point move up. So that's a total of 15 points for the day. 15 points times $50 if you just bought one contract. That's a $750 day. Go make $750 a day consistently trading penny stocks. Very difficult. Very difficult. This is, you're just chilling. You're in this for a while. You're in this for a while, right? If this was the MES, that would have been $15 times 5. So you just made $75 today growing your small account. You know? So you'll take this all day up, on the way up and on the way down all day long with one chart. You could be at work. You can have, again, we don't recommend trading at work unless you can, but like most people have a job and stuff, right? So you're not going to get this with penny stocks. You're not going to get these charts with penny stocks. You're not going to be able to be in long or short on something for a longer period of time. You're just not going to get it. Or these candlesticks might be just ridiculous for risk management. So with penny stocks, you get in something like this, you're selling really on this candle. You get on this one, you're selling on this candle. You short, you're like covering down right here. I mean, that's kind of how it is. Again, penny stocks are great. We can teach you, and we teach you how to trade them. We give you the skills to do it. If you like, basically it's the same thing. When I'm showing you these patterns here on the futures, find them on an intraday chart with penny stocks if you want to trade them. Yep. So Axel, it's very simple to do. You just log into your TD Ameritrade if you have TD Ameritrade or whoever your broker is. Just find out. To be honest with you, I always call customer service. So TD Ameritrade's customer service is fantastic. Interactive Brokers it's decent. It's decent. But either one, you call either one and just ask them how to go through the process. TD's pretty easy. You just log into tdameritrade.com and you go to the I made a video. I just haven't posted it yet. I just gotta. Very simple. There's some people like Dan and I go back and forth. I call customer service. Dan hates calling customer service, right? So he likes to find things his own way. I like to just call and harass a rep. So if you call them, TD will easily tell you how to set it up. Interactive brokers, they'll tell you, they'll probably just be grumpy when doing it. So actually real quick before I end it, let's take a look at AVXL. Looks like that one might be moving up. Maybe. It's got to contend with that 340 level. So you guys see how, like, here's kind of my point in this stuff, right? You guys see how it's not as clean with this stuff? You're fighting with everybody to get, like, maybe you're getting across a VWAP here, let's say 310, and you're out at 314. So, like, you're dealing with all that to, like, make 4 or 5 cents. You know, you're coming in here, maybe you get in up in here, and you're at 315, you're out at 319. You're, like, fighting everybody for 5 cents, for 10 cents. And you can see it's just not really doing anything. It's just kind of grinding up, not doing much. And then, like, on VXRT today, you know, so if you go back over here, like, what do you do? Are you gonna take this trade? You know, maybe you would have taken this one. You know, that's less than 10 cents. If you miss if you're not in that second minute right here, now you're contending with everybody for this last potential shot at that 157, and you're out at 163. So you're fighting for 5 cents, right? If you get a bad entry. Now the problem is, right, now this thing's going short, right? So what are you doing now if you're TD Ameritrade and you're like, oh man, now here's what you're looking for. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful bear flag. Unbelievable. Boom, what a great short right at 150. You know. Now granted, if you did the ride the 9, you're out over here, not much profit. But if you're like, hey, this 150, and then you see this doji candle, you got out at 143, there's a 7 cent drop. Boom, you can cover. But you can't. The problem is you need a broker. If you have less than $25,000, you're screwed. It's as simple as that. Or you could go with a broker like CMEG. Again, you can trade it that way. It's just you're going to fight. You're going to be fighting for this stuff. And then what are you going to do the rest of the day? Like, now what? Now, I mean, you're just kind of grinding out, and then, maybe you're going to get a quick play to VWAP, you know, 138 to 140, you know, 5 to 7 cents. And then it's trading sideways. And then they're, okay, 144. See that? It's all that fighting for just those little tiny little scalps. But then I go back to futures, and I'm like, today I'm riding it all the way up, and then it starts getting crazy and like a little roller coaster. Take it on the way down, and now it's kind of trading sideways again. You know, right here, it's near support. Right here. Now it's starting to fail support. So now, like, I could see a 5 minute. Let's just take a look at this real quick. So now price is starting to fail right down support level. This may be a head and shoulders. So then you could say, hey, maybe I'll take a look here. Maybe I would look at a short if it fails below that neckline. So kind of just look at that. You can see possible head and shoulders going in a 1 minute. And you can see, all right, see how it's bouncing there? Some of this may bounce back up, or it may start to fall. This is where you can get caught sometimes. Sometimes people will short right here, and then it bounces right back up, right? So you got to be careful, because many times, again, on a 1 minute, it goes back and gives up about half of that 5 minute candle. So right now, I'm looking at right above my head for this may be hitting that 20 EMA in a 5 minute. So right here, I might look at a potential short where if, just to show you guys one more before I get out, I might look to take a short if it rejects off these moving average lines, seeing that it's hitting that 20 EMA. But that's where you don't just do it just to do it. I'm just showing you guys an example. Like, remember, because this thing could easily go up and rip your head off. So I see it's poking off that 20 EMA right around that level right here. Just say I went short here. So just to show you guys here for an example, we'll do one more example here just to show you. So now I'm up right here. See, now it's failing support right now. I could use that level if it closes above as my stop. Again, you can see I was up, I'm down a little bit. Now, again, you can say, ah, crap, I got faked out. What is it going to do? Is it going to fail? Or are the buyers going to come back in? What's going to happen here? So you guys see, just kind of watch this up and down. And so I could say, ah, man, I want this to fail. What's it going to do? Tricking me out a little bit. So I could use, I hate when TD's charts move like that on me. It's so annoying. What the heck? All right, so now it's starting to fail. So now I can kind of use this level. Now I'm looking at support right down here at that 200. So I could say I might look to cover my position down here. But look, now it bounces right back up. So now I'm down again. You guys see I was up, now I'm down. I'm like, oh, crap, I'm getting faked out. What do I do? Let my candle close. Do I let it hold, right? Do I let it form? This is why you want to be careful, right? You don't just trade just to trade, but these patterns and candlesticks, very important. And this where, again, if you had several contracts, that could be a lot more, like it can make your head spin. But that's why price action, very important. These patterns, you can see a very important support level. It's currently breaking. Now we got to watch. But you see how I can easily set up my risk management so much better? I'm trading the actual market here. This may bounce right back up and retest above. Or it could continue to fall. Now it's failing. So now it's in my direction. Guys, I went short. You guys see that? All I did is I sold a bid. I went short. Right here. Now it's on my side. Resistance above. Support right down here. Now I'm going to watch candlesticks, price action. If I'm looking to scalp, maybe I wouldn't wait to down here. I might kind of see right here. If I'm up, maybe I'll take my profits. But now it's on my side, right? So now Dan has, he has more patience than me. He might stay in this thing until it closes below the 9 EMA. I don't like losses in general, so I like my gains. I like to take my profits. So I might look here and be like, you know what? I'm not going to risk taking a snapback. I might take my profits, give one more minute candle, and I might not wait for the 9 EMA. I might just take my profits like right now. I might be like, okay, I'm up, and then I get out. Boom. So you see that? So I can say, this might be a reversal going back up. I don't know. What if it closed? I get back all my gains. So you guys see how quick that was? I was down and now I'm up. All I just did is I kind of shorted down, waited a couple minutes, and I took my profits. If you want to wait for the 9 or something else, that's totally fine. I just took my profits and got out. All right, guys. What do you think today? Yay or nay? You guys liking this? Before I end, I'm hoping this helped you guys. This is the stuff we want to show you guys. This could be, can you guys see how this could be the future of day trading now and growing a small account, not having all the restrictions? If you have a decent, a couple $1,000, you can day trade and then just instead of trading the ES, you trade the MES. You guys see now it's bouncing right back up here. I would have given all my profits back. It may fail, but that's the difference, right? If you use now it's going back up. It could fail, but you see, this is where, again, other patterns are very important to keep an eye on. But you see how I just kind of took that short. I covered my position. What did it do? Buyers came back in. Now, it may not close above that 9. You can see it's testing it. It may fail. But that's where you determine your risk management. Yeah, Bullaholic are Sig is doing that, and I'll probably put mine in there as well. So there will be, again, probably depending on when Sig does the course, just say probably within 2 weeks we'll have it out. And then we'll show you how to set them up, and then we'll probably just put our links in there to our charts so you can upload them as well. But you can take those 2 links I just posted above and just import them if you'd like. Awesome. I'm glad this helps you to understand it, guys. This is, again, like I said, I've just kind of discovered futures myself about a week ago. Sig and Rose have been doing it for a while, but I haven't had a chance to really look at it. But guys, this is it. This is, I still am, Sig, am I getting this right or wrong here, buddy? This is right? Because I'm seeing this and I'm like, man, this is, it's too good to be true. It feels, right? All right, cool. So Sig just put me in my place. I'm just rambling. All right, guys. Hopefully this helped you. You have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will catch you all later. Enjoy.